Thank you very much, and hello, everybody.
Hello. You've been watching the show for a while. We've talked. You've contributed to the newsletter, and I'm telling you, I'm sorry it took so long to get you on air, but I'm really happy that we're finally doing it.
Thank you very much, brother.
Well, good. Okay, so where do we start with this? Because I just read a little bit in NBC. I'm not going to bring that up right now because I think that there's a time and a place for that. But maybe at first, the unconscious mind versus the conscious mind. I think most people think they understand what the conscious mind is because, well, we're awake, we're aware, we're conscious. But is there anything about the conscious mind that most people aren't aware of? Can we start there?
Yeah, fantastic. Very well put. The conscious mind is like the laser focus. It can handle like 2, 3, maybe 4 bits of information versus the unconscious mind that can handle, I don't know, disclaimer, I'm not a neuroscientist, no? But like 1,000, 400,000 units of information. So it's that the big difference, no? We can handle consciously our focus of attention, of our conscious attention, but it's very focused. For example, if I'm in the train and someone come and shock me in the shoulder, and at the same time another person put a hand in my pocket and take my wallet, I not be able to feel the hand in the pocket. That makes sense?
Yes. And would each touch be, because the first thing I was going to ask you is to describe a unit of, you said unit of information or unit of attention. What was it?
Unit of information, your conscious attention, the focus of your conscious mind, your attention. How often we drive our conscious attention to our breathe in our day-to-day life? You can tell me more or less, right? But that breathing is more unconscious, but we can take control consciously. So it's a continuum, right? We have the conscious mind, the subconscious membrane or intermediate that is closer to the conscious mind, and we have the unconscious mind. And it's kind of a continuous, it's not a compartmentalized.
Absolutely. I can see that. Whenever we would talk about dream states and being awake,
fantastic.
I mean, listen, I'm not. You're talking about you being not being a neurologist or anything else like that. I'm less than all of that stuff. But my common sense would tell me that in a dream state, I have nothing to focus on, so I am beholden to a mind that has at that point no boundaries. And perhaps that's why dreams are just all over the place and you can do anything. And it could be an immersive, surreal, otherworldly kind of experience. Whereas when the eyes open up, all of a sudden, all of that static fuzz is fine focused into something that is a lot more, as you said, pinpointed. And that's just with my common sense there. But when you say that there could be up to hundreds of thousands of points of information in the unconscious state, I'm just trying to think of where the hell, like if I go outside right now, there's trees, there's birds, there's people, there's cars. I'm just trying to, maybe dozens, but what the hell, what are we taking in when the mind is shut down for the night?
Yeah, it's fantastic. A very interesting fact that everybody might know, but good to bring it here, is that when we dream, it's a moment of the 8 hours we sleep, we dream like seconds. And then we go out of the state of dreaming for I don't know how long, and then we go back for another second or seconds. No, 40 seconds, I'm not sure. But it's very short. It's called the REM state, this rapid eyes movement. No, so you are imagining, you are visualizing in a lot. No, so your eyes are moving.
Yes, absolutely. So you're saying over the course of an 8 hours, what we perceive of as dreaming all night is actually only happening in small spurts.
Exactly, and that's the moment when the body heals more, we rest more, the more deep structures of our consciousness, no, our world of view, more deep aspects can be rearranged, and so on. Boost, immune boost, painkiller.
That, you know, the immune boost. Well, there's other things there too. I want to know about, because when we talk about the conscious and the unconscious, and especially your work in particular, I know that we're going to be discussing hypnosis, and
Yeah.
hypnosis to most people. I mean, if we're watching a cartoon or if we're watching an old video or something like that, it's either somebody is going from what seems to be a conscious state and very, very aware into something a little bit more subdued, suggestible, and almost sleep-like. Now, I know a lot of that is just the movies, and that perhaps there is a little bit more of a subtle edge to hypnosis. But I wonder about that, because in a state of hypnosis, I can't imagine that there is any limit to what can be done, from healing to, you know, rewiring the brain. So let's go from unconscious to a hypnotic state. What are the differences there?
Hypnotic state, the hypnotherapy process from the Ericksonian perspective. Maybe I should mention that I made 4 videos for you and your audience that explain a little bit more from these authors I'm going to mention. No, we can share it later if you want.
Absolutely.
So the Ericksonian model of hypnotherapy, clinical hypnosis, he was a medical doctor, the founder of the American Association of Clinical Hypnosis, no, Milton Erickson, very important biography, interesting one, highly recommended. So it's basically, in few words, I train my client to self-hypnosis, train to do a self-hypnosis. What is going to a hypnotic trance? Is going to a state very similar to when we dream, but voluntarily and consciously. Makes sense?
Yeah, yes, it does, and that's why I'm interested to hear a little bit more about this and your work within hypnosis, because it seems almost like, and again, I don't know what is just the movies and what is reality, but it seems like it could be that sublime moment between being asleep and being awake, and actually having a foot in both the unconscious and the conscious mind. And yeah, let's keep going with that.
Good point. Yeah, I can go from that, because I make a little classification of the anatomy of the unconscious mind, no, and the conscious mind. We have the brain. In the brain, we have 3 main parts. The limbic system, emotions and feelings, is in the center. The reptile brain, that is more instinctive, no, kill, run, heal, etc. And then we have the neocortex, that is the more conscious. It's more related, not compartmentalized again, but it's more related to the conscious mind. So less activity in the neocortex is less self-regulation of emotional impulse, for example. Make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So sorry, go.
No.
Sorry.
You keep going, please. I want to don't feel like you have to keep anything brief. We can hang out for as long as you can.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like a class or something like that.
No, keep going.
About 2 more points short about anatomy that I'm not an expert again. No? The left hemisphere versus the right hemisphere. No? You have when you write with the right hand, you are right-handed, and the rational thinking, the conscious part, is more in your left part brain, and your creativity and emotion is more related activity to the right brain. Make sense?
Yes, it does. I actually have heard that before. The flip-flopping of things are very interesting.
And what you were saying, no, a better or more harmonized change or relation in between those 2 brains, you know, basically.